Here in the forest floor, there are vast numbers of creatures that come crawling in every direction. One wrong step, and it could be your last. This is no exaggeration. The jungle gives no rest even at night. The jungle can sound like a heart beating. The Amazon jungle is often dangerous and unforgiving. A few hundred years ago, there lived a proud tribe of lost Cospes. They had learned to live on this land and founded their tribe along its rivers. The Cospes were a proud tribe that relied on their chief for guidance. His name was Chrome, and he had come from a long line of warriors. There, on his 15th birthday, he was called to be the chief of the tribe. He was a great hunter and provider that people happily followed his rules with pride. It was the year 1651 in the early morning on the banks of the river. He and his family were then, without warning, they heard some sort of humming. When they turned around, they saw a beautiful maiden. She was mesmerizing. She was glowing in the light. She had gazed upon them with such charm and brilliance. Chrome and his wife could not look away without resistance. The maiden had whispered in the wind in their tongues, "Go seek out the missionaries and ask they pour water in your head." Then, as quickly as she appeared, she soon vanished. Chrome's wife had fallen on the ground. She had no words, for joy filled her heart. Chrome was not so convinced, so he ignored the maiden. It was not soon after that the lady appeared several other times in the waters to other tribesmen. Even the little children got an audience with the maiden. Chrome made the drastic decision to seek out the missionaries in their villages. There, he met a man named Juan Sanchez that made all the arrangements. One by one, the tribesmen started to wash their head with the water, giving their life to Christianity, guided by the mother. Chrome, on the other hand, grew fearful for this transition, because in his heart, he feared that he would lose his grip over his people in this commotion. He began to worry with the tribe's people's conversion and baptisms. In his mind, he knew that the maiden was real and her message was ideal. But he struggled emotionally and spiritually to surrender himself to the calling. Now that his tribe was converting, he feared they would no longer serve under his ruling. Chrome decided to run away and packed all his belongings. With his family and a few tribesmen, they all fled deeper into the woods. A year had passed, and Chrome's life was once again flourishing. His tribe and his family, they were thriving. All was calm, until one night someone came knocking. A bright light had appeared in his small hut. It was but a second, and the maiden appeared. She was carrying the child who was calmly in her arms, watching. The maiden smiled at Chrome, the kind of smile you give to a loved one. Chrome had enough. He had run away to be rid of her, so you can sense his dismay. "Not again," he said loudly. "I did what I was told. You should let me be." It was here that he had thrown a sack he had towards the maiden. A sudden flash. In a second, she was gone. Chrome was breathing heavily with his anger steaming. Then he felt something in his hand. It was a small fiber, or maybe a stone, he was wondering. Chrome opened his palm to find an image of the maiden captured on small papyrus. It showed the maiden and her child in a small one-by-one image. It was then that he fell on his ground and began to accept the mother. Much like a mother that cares and shows their love to us, she never abandoned Chrome, no matter how far he tried to leave her. Today, the Lady of Coromoto of Venezuela stands testament to the miracles of the mother. Studies found that even after a few centuries, the papyrus without scientific intervention had been preserved. A group conducted microscopic investigation and found a reflection embedded in the eye of the figure. This story is inspired by the patron saint of Venezuela, Our Lady of Coromoto. Please don't forget to subscribe. It really helps the channel. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed.